We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Manslaughter.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hate hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
Nobody knows why liars lie. Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. It's God's side and the other side. Country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good. Uber cabbage and look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act. Cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie. And you gotta tell him no. Sid ain't got no special, you remember? Eve ain't got no special, you remember? Ricky ain't got no special, you remember? Sir, I have 12 comedy specials. If you Diddy or whoever you is, TVJ to the oven. I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richie. Look like a wall. You didn't say no. Look like a wall, Richie. Look like a wall. You didn't say no.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right. Hello, Shanita, Miss AP in the house, Curly Girl, Claudette, Juju B. All right. The Prince of Paraphernalia, Mr. Elevation, Perplex, All Hell Nah, Buckhorse DC. All right. Let's get into it. Desmond, Cherokee Descendant Dale, Deronda, Queen of Moni Huey. Okay. To Be Surreal, On Purpose, Laverne. Said Queen looking great as usual. Thank you, beloved. Okay. Queen Sam is here. And don't come into the queendom with your foolishness, says Queen Sam. All right. Jeff ATL. All right. Shout out to my loyal royals in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get into it. Let's get those likes up. It doesn't cost you anything to give the video a like and a share. Thank you, beloveds. Okay. So first things first, let's talk about this anti-violence activist who was arrested in a suspected revenge killing. Okay. So let's get into it. I'm going to show the video, and then we're going to get into the details. Prince of Paraphernalia said, no mercy for trolls. Absolutely. Mr. Elevation said, Ricky Smiley can't act because he looked like a walrus. All right, so here we go. Let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Thank you in advance.
Some brand new information about a deadly shooting this weekend in Commerce City. A man was shot and killed at the Paradise Island pool at Pioneer Park. It was during a kid's birthday party on Saturday afternoon. And we're learning it may have been a revenge killing. Matt Morrow joining us now with that new information. Matt.
Erica, we are now learning a lot of new and chilling details about that deadly shooting Saturday at a kid's birthday party at a pool park. So this is the suspect right here, Lumumba Sayers. He is well known in the community for trying to get kids off the streets and keep them away from violence. Now he's accused of shooting and killing a man, and police say it could be revenge because Sayers' own son was murdered last year. So here are the brand new details we got from the affidavit today. Saturday afternoon, about 5, Commerce City police rushed out to the Paradise Island pool. Witnesses told them they heard 10 to 20 shots. At least one person saw Sayers walk up to Malcolm Watson and shoot and kill him. A witness also tells police that Sayers then tried to put a gun under Watson's body, but he ended up walking away and dropping it. The witnesses say there was another person shooting as well who was seen with Sayers, but police have not found that person. Now for what could be the motive. The affidavit says, and I quote, witnesses had stated the shooter, Lumumba Sayers' son, had been murdered about a year ago by a friend of the deceased, Malcolm Watson, and this murder was probably in retaliation or revenge. This is considered a possible motive. Now, Sayers had run a nonprofit called Heavy Hands, Heavy Hearts. He also has a daughter who police say was at the park when the deadly shooting happened back on Saturday. They arrested Sayers when he was walking to his SUV, and witnesses yelled out that he was the shooter. Again, the suspect, Lumumba Sayers, is now in jail on a $1 million bond. He is set to be back in court later this week. Jeremy?
Yeah, quite a twist, man. What's this?
My new pony.
Okay, so that's a darn shame. That's a darn shame. I hope that he didn't throw his life away, okay, over some thug. So let's talk about it, because this man is a former MMA fighter turned activist. Former MMA fighter turned activist. turned anti-gun advocate Lumumba Sayers shoots and kills a man at a Colorado pool party. So let's talk about this because this is all nefarious. So Lumumba Sayers, age 46, was taken into custody on Saturday after police say that he murdered 28-year-old Malcolm Watson during a children's birthday party in Commerce City. Sayers' son, Lumumba Sayers Jr., was shot and killed last August in Denver with an arrest affidavit seen by News 9 suggesting that his actions were in retaliation for his son. According to the affidavit, witnesses say Sayers Sr. walked up and shot the victim in the head at close range. The document continues to say that witnesses had stated that the shooter's son had been murdered about a year ago by a friend of the deceased, and this murder was probably in retaliation or revenge. So the outlet also spoke to Watson's sister, who said the birthday party had been for his own 5-year-old son. She also protested her brother's innocence and claimed that he had nothing to do with the death of Sayers' son. Now, she said, "How is this a revenge killing if my brother isn't the one who had anything to do with it?" His sister also described Watson as a man who wanted to be a great father and care for his family, calling him a loving brother. I don't know if this woman's telling the truth or not, but at the end of the day, how many times have we seen people get up there and cap and then sit up there and just say that their loved one was so nice and sweet, they were so this and that, and knowing darn well that they're a whole killer? Okay, we've seen it before. So I don't know if this man had anything to do with the guy's son's death, but I just have questions. Now, his sister described him as someone who wanted to be a great father and be around his family and make sure his sisters were all fine. Sayers is well known in the local community for fighting against youth violence and runs his own gym, Heavy Hands, Heavy Hearts, to give kids a safe place. Now, according to a profile on him on by News 9, Sayers opened the center a few years ago after he saw kids teaching each other how to throw up gang signs. Speaking to the outlet, Sayers said, "I think creating a safe space like this keeps them away from violence because their time isn't idled. Now, they have something else to do." So he continued to say that the reason I teach them self-love and self-appreciation is because if you love yourself, no one can push you into doing something to destroy yourself. I want them to understand that they are loved, and I want them to know that they should love themselves. I want them to know that they have a place to turn to if they ever are in trouble. So speaking with KDVR following the death of his son last year, Sayers described his son as being a beacon of light in the community. He said, "He was my best friend. He was my everything. He was a great father, great big brother, everything you could ask for in a son. My son touched a lot of lives. He touched a lot of people. He was there for a lot of people. He brought a lot of people who needed help to me. It's the community that I came from that we've been trying to help and that we've been doing things for that killed my baby." So following the shooting on Saturday, Watson's sister also added, saying, "How are you an activist murdering innocent people?" Sayers has a court appearance on August the 15th. So she says her brother's innocent. I don't know if he is or not, but at the end of the day, this is going to be interesting because I'm going to follow up on this. Because if he's an activist, that's my question. Why would you go out there and murk somebody? Okay, if you're an activist, I mean, even if they had something to do with your son's death or you thought they did, this is not the actions that I would have taken. Okay, this is just all crazy. Now he's sitting in jail with $1 million bond, okay, that he likely can't afford. All right, so anyway, that's a sad set of circumstances. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, let's talk about the case of Daryl George. You all remember George, who went to Barber High School in Beaumont, Texas, the young Black teenager who basically didn't want to cut his locks, just like DeAndre Arnold back in 2020, who went to the same high school, didn't want to cut his locks. And they told him that he wouldn't be able to walk into graduation. So now they've gone back to court, and the judge dismisses the racial discrimination claim and civil rights lawsuit and allows sex discrimination claim to proceed. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, a federal judge on Tuesday dismissed claims of racial discrimination while allowing claims of sex discrimination to proceed in a federal civil rights lawsuit regarding a Texas student who has faced suspensions and disciplinary actions over the length of his locks hairstyle. Now, U.S. District Court Judge Jeffrey Vincent Brown said in his decision that the claims of racial discrimination in the lawsuit brought by Daryl George, a student at Barbers Hill High School, and this has been going on for quite some time at this point, like over a year, I'm sure, okay, who was a student at Barbers Hill High School, and his family have not shown a persistent, widespread practice of disparate race-based enforcement of the hair policy. Now, this is what the judge is saying. So I find that interesting because he's basically saying that they haven't proven that the school does this on a regular basis, but they did this to DeAndre Arnold. And the only reason they probably haven't done it more frequently is because the other Black students with those hairstyles likely comply or just don't wear those hairstyles. Okay, so that means nothing as far as I'm concerned. Then goes on to say, at most, the plaintiffs allege only 2 instances. So they're just saying, they're obviously talking about DeAndre. Okay, they allege 2 instances. The allegations underlying George's case and those underlying the Arnold case also pending in this court. Okay, this is what Brown said, referencing another case of a Black teen who was also suspended over his hair. But these 2 instances alone are insufficient, pay attention, to establish a pattern of conduct going on for so long or so frequently that it evinces a persistent, widespread practice. First of all, it doesn't have to be widespread. You can do this to one person and it can be problematic. At the end of the day, you see how they do. First of all, no Black person in this country should have to go through all of this because of the way you wear your hair as it grows naturally from the roots of your head. This makes no sense. They have a Crown Act for a reason. Okay, and they should not be able to regulate how you wear your hair as long as it's nice and neat. Now, regarding the claims of sex discrimination, Brown said while the school district gives reasons that show why they have a dress code, they provide no support for the narrower question that forms the basis of this claim. What is the rationale for the dress code's distinction between male and female students? Because the district does not provide any reason for the sex-based distinctions in its dress code. The claim survives this initial stage, according to Brown. Now, the judge dismissed all of the family's other claims, including infringement of Georgia's First Amendment free expression rights and requests for compensatory damages and injunctive and declaratory relief for claims of mental anguish. Now, CNN has reached out to Georgia's attorneys for comment. Barbers Hill Independent School District Superintendent Greg Poole said in a statement Wednesday, the decision to dismiss the racial claims validates what our district has maintained throughout this ordeal. High expectations for all students in all things are not racist. So let me get this straight. High expectations for all students in all things is not racist. What the hell does his hair have to do with high expectations? See, that's racist within itself. I want you all to pay attention to that. How is it that that has anything to do with racism? Okay, high expectations for his hair. Well, because at the end of the day, is he saying that because he has a certain hairstyle, he's not going to meet expectations, or he has low expectations? You see, that's how it's racist. Okay, please pay attention. He says, our policies and our procedures for 95 years have been established by our community via a locally elected board of trustees. Having high expectations for all students in all things is why we are one of the highest achieving districts in the state, and it is why parents of all ethnicities continue to move to our district in record numbers. Our district will not succumb to a cancerous cancel culture that seeks to intimidate, falsely accuse, and use race in a disingenuous way to serve a political end, is what he said. What do y'all have to say about this? This is absolutely racist. High expectations has nothing to do with the student's hair. If a student's coming to school and doing their work and they're not getting into trouble, then what are you talking about? Their hair shouldn't have anything to do with that. Now, the ruling comes months after a separate federal judge ruled the state's Crown Act, a law that prohibits discrimination against hair texture and protective styles like locks and braids that are commonly or historically associated with race, does not make it unlawful for school dress codes to limit a student's hair length, meaning it did not violate state law for the district to continue pushing George for the length of his locks hairstyle. In the federal lawsuit, George and his attorneys have argued his suspension was a violation of the act and alleged that Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton failed to enforce the law when it went into effect September the 1st. So at the end of the day, they just want this young man to cut his hair. That's just the bottom line. They're not giving up. They're keeping at it. You know what I'm saying? It's all racist. George and his family were seeking an injunction against Abbott and Paxton to compel them to stop the school district from exposing BHISD and Texas students to disciplinary punishment and disciplinary measures due to locks, braids, twists, and other protective hairstyles that are alleged to be or that are longer than the district or school's length requirements. Brown is in his decision also dismissed the claims against Abbott and Paxton. Attorneys for Abbott and Paxton had argued for dismissal, citing claims of immunity from lawsuits and saying they do not have enforcement authority under the Crown Act, nor do they have a general duty to intervene when a public school district is merely accused of violating a student's constitutional rights or rights provided under a provision of state law. CNN has reached out to attorneys for Abbott and Paxton for comment, and surely they haven't responded back. So, you know, this is quite a dilemma. This is quite a dilemma because this has, yes, it is pure hatred. This has everything to do with the fact that he has locks on his head. They're trying to say that they're not discriminating against his hairstyle. They're just discriminating because it's too long. But at the end of the day, most people who get locks, their hair grows long. They let it grow long. So that is discrimination. You see, the thing is they can't put up signs anymore, whites only, like they used to do back in the day. They have, you know, they can't stop Black people from going to their schools. But what they can do is they can make it uncomfortable for you to be there. That's what they can do. And they can make it so that you feel the need to conform to their standards. And if you don't, then you're viewed as a problem. And then they'll demonize you and then crucify you and kick you out of school and all of these things so that you flunk out, that you end up failing, your grades are poor or whatever, or you can't walk across the stage for your own graduation. These are the things that they do. Okay, so please pay attention. These people are nefarious. And the fact that, and Queen Sam said, hashtag homeschooling is best. Yes, I would have been telling you all for years that, you know, these school systems are based off of a system of wanton supremacy. With that all being said, it's probably better for children of my skin tone to be homeschooled at this point in this country specifically. Okay, specifically. So all crazy. But anyway, let's get into this other story. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Now, this is a story about a Black man who was sentenced to 3 years, basically, for protecting his children. So let's get into it. Racism surrounds manslaughter charge for Seaside Heights man during court hearing. So, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Hold on, beloveds. For some reason, this isn't opening up. Okay, so let me look for this again real quick. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Black man sentenced to prison for murder after victim spewed racial slurs at his family. Now, this is a case of Anthony Collins. Now, they claim that he punched this white man and, you know, the man ended up dying. Okay, he punched the white man after months of harassment. This man was not only harassing him, but harassing his children as well. So this happened in New Jersey. A New Jersey man will remain behind bars after he delivered a punch that killed a white man last year. Anthony Collins, age 41, was sentenced to 3 years in prison, and in accordance with the state's No Early Release Act, he's required to serve 85% of his term, according to the publication. Now, here's the thing.
He took a plea deal, likely because he felt like he might be found guilty and get a worse or more harsh punishment. But so here's what happened. According to Turnback, Robert May allegedly harassed Collins's children for months, calling them racial slurs. Everything came to a head, however, when Collins said that he walked out of a corner store with his fiance and was approached by May. Now, May is a 70-year-old, or was a 70-year-old white man who was clearly racist. Now, during his plea deal, Collins alleged that May ran into his fiance with his bicycle, which May is known to ride, according to Asbury Park Press. Now, after assaulting the woman, May reportedly called the 41-year-old black man the N-word, okay, leading to Collins punching May once in the face, knocking him to the concrete. Now, Collins was dealing with an individual he was well aware of from the standpoint that he had called his children the N-word before, over 11 or 12 different occasions. Okay, now their alleged victim was looking for my client, assaulted his wife, and called him a name that's reprehensible. This is what the attorney for the defendant says. So according to an Ocean County press release, May's head hit the curb, and as a result, he began bleeding from his head and mouth. May refused further medical treatment at the scene. Once he made it home, the 70-year-old began to exhibit signs of erratic behavior caused by his head trauma. Now, he was then taken to a local hospital and remained in care until he died of his injuries on October the 1st, 2023. Well, too bad and so sad. Now, an autopsy report obtained by Asbury Park Press ruled May's death a homicide, citing blunt force trauma. Maybe he should have stayed at the hospital when they took him in the first place. But let's not forget that he refused treatment. Maybe that's why he died. Okay. I'm just saying. Now, a warrant for Collins's arrest announced 3 days after Mays' death. He then turned himself into authorities October the 15th and has been in Ocean County Jail since. But in June of 2024, Collins pleaded guilty to manslaughter, and his 3-year sentence was announced just last week. Okay, I'm going to show his face on the screen. This sounds like a case of self-defense to me, because I'm going to tell you right now, had that been a black person who went up to a white person's woman and hit her with a bike, and that white person pulled out a gun and shot and killed them dead, you know what they'd be saying? Stand your ground. That's what they'd be saying. You think they wouldn't? You think it would have turned out this way, that they'd been having him arrested, taken to jail and all of that, and then, giving him a plea deal, pretty much forcing him to take a plea deal? At the end of the day, see, black people in this country, we're not allowed to defend ourselves against white people. That's what they think. Every time a black person defends themselves against a white person and it results in something fatal for the white person, there's always some consequences for the black person. It doesn't matter if they started with you. It doesn't matter if they put hands on you. You know what they told this black man? They said he should have called the police. That's what they told him. They said he should have called the police. For what? So the police can come there and kill him? So the police can come there and side with a 70-year-old white man? Because that's what they would have done. We already know that. We know how this works. So he didn't call the police. At the end of the day, what should have happened is the old white man should have minded his business that paid him and not ran into that woman with the bike, and then proceeded to call that man the N-word after having already done so to his children a myriad of times over the past few months. Okay, so he got what he asked for is all I'm saying. All right, no empathies and sympathies here. May he rest in hell. With that all being said, okay? But this is how the law works in this country. Please pay attention. Okay, black people can't win for losing. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about this egregious case of child abuse that happened in Michigan. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see the press release. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I want you all to see this, because at the end of the day, how these parents did this young child is absolutely egregious. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Yeah. Good afternoon. The prosecutor will update everyone on the additional charges that have been filed in this case. First, I want to remind everyone that criminal charges are merely accusations and the defendants are presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. Her remarks today are based on the information placed on the record during the swear-to and arraignment before the court earlier this morning. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald.
Good afternoon. I would like to introduce members of my staff. To my left is Sarah Green. She's the chief of the Special Victims Unit. Assistant Prosecutor Lauren Benninger. She is also in the Special Victims Unit. Kelly Collins is our chief of juvenile. Betsy Haig is our chief of administration and oversees the juvenile division. Mark Keese is our chief of circuit. And this is, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Chief Brent Lemarice, Madison Heights Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you. The victim in this case is Giovanni Jennings, known by his family as Chulo. Chulo was 6 years old, and he died from blunt force trauma to his abdomen and a perforated bowel after a lengthy period of confinement and abuse. The Wayne County Medical Examiner determined that the manner of death was homicide. Last week, my office filed charges against his mother, Elena Jennings, and her boyfriend, Daniel Giacchina, for lying to the police, and additional charges against defendant Giacchina for improperly possessing weapons and ammunition because he was already a convicted felon. But it was clear from the evidence that we saw that there was a pattern of abuse that led to Chulo's death. My office, in conjunction with the Madison Heights Police Department, has spent the last week performing an intensive review of every piece of available evidence, including cell phone evidence, photos, and evidence that was seized in search warrants. Combined, we have spent over 100 hours reviewing extremely disturbing videos and photos, as well as text messages and Facebook chats describing the horrific things that happened to this 6-year-old boy. Everyone standing up here, including myself, were a part of those 100 hours of review. His siblings were present for and witnessed much of that abuse, and a complete review of the digital evidence continues. Chulo's 4-year-old brother was interviewed at Care House. For those of you who don't know, Care House is a child advocacy center in Oakland County. My office has an experienced prosecutor dedicated to Care House and who attends forensic interviews there, and that's Lauren Benninger. I cannot express the importance of Care House and how fortunate we are in this county to have this highly qualified professional organization who interview and provide therapy for child victims. I also want to thank the Oakland County Sheriff's Department who assisted in this investigation. As we carefully sifted through the evidence, what we found can only be described as horrific. The allegations are that Chulo was confined to a pen in the defendant's bedroom. He was beaten. He was bound to the wall by using a staple gun to his clothes to the wall, which forced his face into a corner. He was badly injured, but he was not taken for medical treatment because his mother knew that a medical examination would reveal the abuse. And that information is all an allegation that was already in the public forum on the record in the swear to. Based on that additional evidence today, my office amended the charges against the defendants to include murder and child abuse in the first degree. On July 30th, 2024, at 2:34 p.m., Elena Jennings called 911 to her home and indicated that her 6-year-old son was passed out and unconscious. Chulo was rushed by ambulance to Ascension Macomb Oakland Hospital, transferred to the Detroit Medical Center, and ultimately succumbed to his injuries around midnight on July 31st. The allegations are that Jennings falsely told police that she left Chulo with his biological father when she went to work that morning, and that Chulo was uninjured prior to being with his father. Police located and arrested Chulo's father, and based on information provided by his father, subsequent investigation quickly revealed that the child's father was not anywhere near Chulo's location that day, and that defendant Jennings had provided false information to police. Based on the investigation to date, there is no evidence that Chulo's father took part in these crimes. Elena Jennings, along with Chulo and her 2 other minor children, were living at the home along with Jennings' boyfriend, defendant Daniel Giacchina, and Giacchina's grandmother. Further investigation revealed that Giacchina and Jennings conspired to falsely tell police that it was Chulo's biological father who was last with Chulo. In fact, when Jennings left the home on the morning of July 30th, Chulo was left in the care of Giacchina. Giacchina typically watched Chulo when Jennings was at work, along with Chulo's 2 younger siblings and another unrelated 5-year-old.
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on Monday.com.
You build your own workflow? Why?
Photos taken during an autopsy in Wayne County revealed that Chulo had bruising and laceration on his entire body, including to his scalp, temples, lips, inner mouth, cheeks, forehead, chin, shoulder, forearms, fingers, thumbs, back, buttocks, inner thighs, knees, and shins. Notably, Chulo had pervasive bruising to his abdomen, which was also bloated and distended. He had an apparent BB wound to his shin. First responders and emergency room personnel noted extensive external injuries as well. Cell phone evidence has revealed that Chulo Jennings was being severely abused by the defendants. Chulo was beaten by Giacchina on multiple occasions. While that abuse sometimes happened while Jennings was at work, Jennings was aware of it and approved of the physical assaults, and at times even encouraged Giacchina to abuse Chulo. The abuse involved physical violence and assault, including shooting at Chulo with a BB gun. For punishment, Chulo was confined to a pen in a corner of Giacchina's and Jennings' bedroom, where he was left to try and sleep on a wooden slat measuring 11 inches by 36 inches. A black curtain was put in place so Chulo couldn't see out, and barricades were used to keep him in place. Giacchina purchased a home security system and mounted a camera on the wall to monitor what he and Jennings called, quote, the corner, the pen in the bedroom cordoned by the black curtain where they kept Chulo. Both Giacchina and Jennings would watch video clips of Chulo, quote, misbehaving, which would include Chulo trying to urinate, drink, or leave the corner. On one instance, on July 26, Giacchina bound Chulo to the wall to keep Chulo confined in the corner and to position his head to face the wall. He did so by stapling the clothing Chulo was wearing to the wall with a staple gun. He texted Jennings that he had solved the problem of keeping Chulo's face toward the wall, sending her a photo of Chulo stapled into the corner of the pen. That photo shows the shoulders of Chulo's shirt stapled to the edges of the corner in such a manner that Chulo's body, along with his head and face, were wedged into the corner of the wall. Both Jennings and Giacchina laughed about the photo and Giacchina's use of the staple gun to solve, quote, the problem. According to the text, Chulo was being punished in this manner for looking out the window in the pen area. A search conducted in the home in the pen area where Chulo was kept revealed marks in the walls consistent with a staple gun and holes in the wall with BBs still in them. During the search, police seized both a staple gun, a BB gun, and CO2 cartridges before the BB gun. They also seized a 9mm semi-automatic ghost gun and over 100 rounds of live 9mm ammunition. A photograph recovered from the cell phone analysis depicts Giacchina in the middle of 2 young children who are handling the ghost gun and the BB gun. On July 26, a photo from Jennings' phone depicts 2 children who are each pointing a gun at a third child. The third child has his hand up and the laser from the ghost gun is illuminating his hand. Elena Jennings' 4-year-old son was forensically interviewed at Care House. He told the forensic interviewer that, quote, Danny Giacchina shot him in the leg with a BB gun and showed his wound to the forensic interviewer. He also disclosed that Danny shot Chulo in the buttocks with a BB gun. The 4-year-old explained that on the day of Chulo's death, quote, Chulo died all day and Danny was there. Defendant Elena Jennings was interviewed by police and she stated that Giacchina punched Chulo in the abdomen several times, approximately 3 days prior to his death. She told police that as a result of those punches, Chulo began vomiting. His condition began to worsen until July 30th, when she found him unresponsive in the company of Giacchina. Jennings admitted that she knew Chulo desperately needed medical attention, but she did not take him to the hospital because she knew that a medical examination would reveal the abuse he was suffering.
Okay, that is absolutely horrific to even listen to. At the end of the day, these people are demons. They are demons for doing this to this poor child. Let me put Chulo's picture up on the screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Bless his little heart. He was only 6 years old. That's Chulo, a 6-year-old child. All these things they did to him. They tortured this baby at the end of the day. And then they said that he was misbehaving, that they would see him misbehaving while he was in the corner when he would be trying to urinate, okay, and things like that, because he had to use the restroom, okay? But they're calling that misbehaving. These people are sick in the head. At the end of the day, they deserve everything they get, which they should get the death penalty. And here they are right here. Let me put their pictures up on the screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. This is heinous. This is them right there. The mother knew all about it. She wasn't at home the day that he died, but she knew exactly what was going on. Or she was there when he died, but she wasn't there when the injuries were inflicted, but that's okay. Because at the end of the day, she knew the injuries were being inflicted upon him all the time, the whole time. And she said nothing. She didn't care. His own mother didn't even protect him. Both of them are demons. They need to be in prison. Bottom line, they need to be on death row. That's where they need to be sitting, as far as I'm concerned. I also said, prayers and condolences to the family that did care about Chulo and his biological father. Okay, at the end of the day, whom they tried to blame it on, by the way. Now let's go to Woody from the YSL trial, because he confessed yesterday. Hold on. Okay, because Woody just said in court that he confessed to shooting up the house or the barbershop of Rich Homie Quan's father. Okay, so let's get into it. Please pay attention.
For the YSL trial, I'm Blair Miller.
I'm Sean Gables. It's also the first time since the original judge was removed. Atlanta News First, Rachel Aragon, live outside the Fulton County courtroom. And Rachel, a key witness was very reluctant to take the stand today.
Very much so, yeah. Star witness Kenneth Copeland, aka Little Woody, returned to the stand today. And much like when he testified back in June of this year, he initially at least did not want to answer the state's questions.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning.
After a 2-month hiatus, Judge Paige Reese Whitaker, who is now overseeing the YSL trial, introduced herself to the jury after Judge Ural Glanville was removed from the case.
I will be the presiding judge in this case moving forward, and you are not to concern yourselves with this change.
Judge Whitaker, who recently denied a motion for a mistrial, instructed jurors to disregard some of Kenneth Copeland's previous testimony. The state's star witness returned to the stand on Monday, donning a suit and a tie.
Leave me alone. Let me leave. Man, y'all piss me off.
From the start, he made it clear he did not wish to testify. Copeland saying he doesn't remember much when prosecutors questioned him.
Were you present at a gambling house in Lakewood when the shooting occurred?
I don't recall.
Copeland says he would lie to police even if it meant blaming rapper Young Thug just to get out of trouble.
Like I told you before y'all called me to trial, I have lied. I made things up.
He says police would often believe what he told them.
Detective Thorpe, his brain was the size of a squirrel brain. So you can just tell him anything, he gonna go for it.
Your Honor, at this time, the state's gonna ask permission to treat Mr. Copeland as a hostile witness under pursuant to 24-6-611, Your Honor.
Granted.
And witness Kenneth Copeland is scheduled to return tomorrow to continue his testimony. Previously and recently, the state did say they still have about 100 more witnesses to call up in this case. We're live in downtown Atlanta. Rachel Aragon, Atlanta News First.
And Atlanta.
If you
Woody is a mess. Okay, he is really a mess. Now, with that all been said, hold on, because I thought that was the footage of him copying to shooting up that barbershop. Hold on, beloveds. I have it here. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so let me put this other one up, and then I'll look for that in the meantime and between time. Because I have it in here. A lot of receipts I have to go through them. Hold on. A few moments ago that while your baby was in your hand, you took the gun and shot at these individuals who shot at you.
Oh, I told them I throw that gun in the woods.
Who did you tell that to?
The police they caught me there that night, and they went to search the woods and they said they couldn't find it.
All right. Did you tell the detective who you were interviewing with that the gun was back at home and that you were going to go get the gun and bring it to them?
Yes, I think I told them that.
Okay.
I told them if they let me go, I'd bring the gun back.
And that specifically you won't call Gaither and give Gaither the gun.
I don't know if I said that, but I probably did.
Okay. And did you ever give Gaither the gun?
No.
Why not?
Is you crazy?
They asked you for the gun. Why didn't you give it to her?
I knew I wasn't gonna get on the gun from the start.
Okay. Did you eventually explain in June of 2015 the reason why you never gave Gaither the gun?
What you mean?
When you were interviewed in June of 2015, did you tell Gaither why you never gave her the gun?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you tell Gaither in June of 2015 that you never gave her the gun because it was Shannon's gun?
What I'm gonna do with Shannon gun?
Did you recall telling her that?
I ain't no telling. I probably did.
Okay. And that Shannon took the gun with him while he was on tour with the.
No, I don't. I tell Gaither anything.
Okay.
Just like I would tell the rest of the police. But as today, as in the truth of what happened was, I hid the gun in the neighbor house. Okay. And they bathroom up under the sink.
So why wouldn't you just tell Gaither that you hid the gun?
Because they're gonna lock me up for the gun. I ain't supposed to have it.
Okay. But you had already told her in January 2015 that you had a whole chopper. You didn't get arrested for having a chopper. So why would you get arrested for having this gun when you were protecting yourself from being shot at?
Because they don't matter what I tell them. They know I had guns, but it's what they catch me with.
Okay. And didn't Gaither and the detective who interviewed you the night that you were shot at told you that you wouldn't get in trouble, they just need the gun?
Yeah, but I don't know, a fool go for it.
Okay.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this. Lone Falcon!
Now, when you were talking to the detective back in this February 20th interview, do you recall him asking you questions about Tay and where Tay was from?
Which Tay?
The Tay that you initially said shot at your car.
Oh, I don't recall.
excuse me, shot at you and Deshaun.
I don't recall.
And that Deshaun actually told the police that he's either from Mechanicsville or he's from Simpson Road.
Deshaun ain't tell them nothing.
Okay.
And matter of fact, Deshaun, when they asked him how old is Tay, Deshaun told them
Overruled, because I think it's as to what. Let me hear the rest of the question.
sure, during this entire.
How's he supposed to know this?
Because he's present in the room when she's telling him.
All right, I'm going to overrule it.
In this same interview, Deshaun was able to tell the detective that this individual by the name of Tay was about 20 years old.
I don't recall Deshaun saying nothing to the police other than she ducked down.
And that matter of fact, you actually told the detectives that you used to hang out with this Tay before he shot at you.
I tell the detectives anything to get them up off me.
And specifically told him that you and him used to play basketball at Carver High School. The two of you used to play basketball on the basketball court at Carver.
I don't recall.
Miss Hilton, we're gonna need to. I mean, it doesn't have to be right this minute, but pick a stopping point sometime in the next 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. You said earlier that you weren't concerned about being labeled a snitch. Is that fair to say?
Say that again?
Earlier, a few moments ago, you said you weren't concerned about being labeled a snitch. Is that fair to say?
I wasn't.
You was not.
What you mean?
That you didn't have any concerns being labeled a snitch. Is that correct?
I don't get what you're asking.
Back in 2015, were you concerned about people labeling you a snitch?
I was concerned about the safety of my family, so that's my mindset back then.
I'm asking you, were you concerned about being labeled a snitch?
A snitch is someone who tells the truth to the police.
Okay, so were you concerned about being labeled a snitch?
I was concerned about getting those who wrong me and the people I care about.
In the same February interview, did you tell Detective Curry, I went down here and I talked to her. Now everybody, excuse me, let me start back. Did you tell Detective Curry during this interview, how could I survive this? How could I survive this? I can't go anywhere if I don't have money. Because Gaither called my phone when I was in front of Young Thug. She wanted me to talk. She wanted me to come down and talk. You feel me? Everybody there, everybody right there. You feel me? That's what I did. I left, went down here and talked to her. Now, everybody look at me like I'm a snitch now. It's just like I can't get no money. You know, I was just getting money by just doing nothing. Hey man, I need to borrow this right here, just hanging around going for the mall. He paid for everything for me. And now they think I'm a snitch.
First of all, I was breaking in the stove, so I'm always get me some money. That's what I'm gonna do. So what I told the investigators is just anything. I keep telling you that. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. So my question to you is, were you concerned back then about being labeled a snitch?
I was playing the victim card. I keep telling you that. It was about being labeled a snitch, because if I was concerned about being labeled a snitch, I would never even try to finesse my way out of no situation, because even lying to the police, y'all to put it in there as in this and then third. I know anything that I say to a police officer. You said nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich Homie Coin Daddy Barbershop on Bankhead. I don't know what happened with Threat and Rich Homie Coin, but I'm gonna ride with my brother. And they was beefing. And yeah, we pulled up and did that.
Okay. And as a result of, why did you and Threat shoot up Rich Homie Quan Daddy's barbershop?
Because I'm gonna ride with Threat.
Okay. Did Threat tell you why he was shooting?
I'm
at
gonna
the
ask no
barbershop?
questions. I just say let go.
And when Rich Homie Quan's barbershop was shot up, was that in September of 2014? Do you remember?
I don't know when. I know we went up there and shot it up.
Okay. Was it before Nut was killed?
Yes.
Do you remember what happened the day that you and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan's daddy's barbershop?
What you mean?
But do you remember that day? What led up to you going to the barbershop and shooting it up?
I told him let go do it.
What led up to you saying let's go do it? Why?
Threat was mad. He was like, he fucking keep scaring my language. He was talking, do you need playing like we somebody to play with? And I was ready. I had them choppers on deck.
Why was Threat beefing with Rich Homie Quan to shoot up his daddy's shop?
Cause we didn't know where he was.
So did you go to the shop looking for Rich Homie Quan?
No, we went to send a message.
What time did you go and shoot up?
I ain't telling you that.
Okay. Was it in the morning? Was it?
It was at night.
To your knowledge, did anyone send Threat to go shoot up Rich Homie Quan's daddy's shop to send a message?
No, he said what he said, and I told him let's go do it.
You said that you all went to go send a message. What message were you sending?
We ain't the ones to play with.
Okay. Did something happen between Rich Homie Quan and Threat prior to you all having to go send a message?
Yeah, but I don't know nothing about it.
So how do you know something happened if you don't know anything about it?
Because I can't say for facts if it's the truth.
Now, did this shooting of Rich Homie Quan's daddy's barbershop start the beef between If Gang and YSL?
The beef was never between If Gang and YSL.
Okay.
The beef was between me, Threat, and Shakur. Rich Homie Quan, because they were Shakur was trying to ride Rich Homie Quan. The streets threw YSL into what me and Threat had going on.
Okay, so you all heard it. He is clearly a hostile witness. I told you all that yesterday. Okay, at the end of the day, he's not wanting to be there, and everything is he doesn't recall. I'm not telling you that. It's what he said. So please pay attention. Okay. And then he asked, you're saying that nothing I say is going to be held against me? Because remember, they've granted him immunity. So he confessed to that shooting. That's all he's confessing to at this point. This is going to be a mistrial. This is going to be a mistrial as far as I'm concerned. And this is already the longest trial in the history of Atlanta, okay, according to reports. With that all being said, Woody's going to be the reason that this is a whole mistrial. Okay? Like the prosecution doesn't seem to have a leg to stand on at this point. Their key witness is not giving them anything. And all that stuff that he said previously, whether it was true or not, he's saying that it was lies. So that takes away from his credibility. Now that the jury has heard that he's an admitted liar, how can they believe what he said previously? Okay? So yeah, this likely is going to end in a mistrial. the end of the day. They need to just hang it up right now. Quit while they're ahead. Stop wasting taxpayers' dollars. Because Woody ain't telling Nathan. Okay? He ain't telling Nathan. Woody said, what you mean? All up there cursing and everything. It's all nefarious. Okay, so anyway, Queen, I think Woody was Pacific this time, says Prince of Paraphernalia. Okay? Yeah, he said Pacific, not specific. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, it's all nefarious. Everyone, please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. I mean, let's talk about ghetto. This is probably the most ghetto trial that I've seen as of yet. Okay, so everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. And also, if you have not been receiving your notifications, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. All right, so those of you who follow the spiritual channel, I will be live on there today at 6:15. Okay, so I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got